applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built the win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back for another episode. And today, we're going to be talking about Week 8 Friday Night Lights, the games that start in about 40 minutes. Before I do that, though, I'd like to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel, helps the network. It helps my channel, CTC, by way of the Refuse to Lose network. Now, we are currently at 109 subscribers, and I appreciate everybody who has subscribed. One away from 110, so I would love to get that by the end of this week, if not more. But like I said, this is a network, so we do have shows on the network, and the main show is featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave, and that's every Tuesday and Friday at 7 to about 8:30ish. So make sure when this episode is over of CTC, you tune into the main show tonight at 7 o'clock. Next, we have Unfazed. First of all, I'd like to say this about Unfazed. Shout out to them. They dropped their against the spread pick for the Thursday night game, both taking Bengals plus 5.5. I was leaning that way as well. And the Bengals won outright, so they both hit on their ATS. Be on the lookout for those ATS picks from them. Morning of or night or day of, I should say, of the game. So, for example, Sunday should have all of their picks for Sunday. Thursday night, there's going to be on Thursday. Monday night is going to be on Monday. So they're changing that up, which is a great idea, so they can get better information, because going from Tuesday, injuries happen, people don't play, things happen out of nowhere, stuff like that. So it just helps them be a little bit more accurate. So that was a great idea by them. But they go live every Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. So make sure you check them out. That's Joe and AJ. We have BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Baseball episode. The Blue Jays are currently going against the Mariners, tied at 0-0, also tied at 2-2 in the series, while the Dodgers look to sweep the Brewers tonight at 8:30. Dodgers are up on the series 3-0. So shout out to the Dodgers for that. Next, we have fantasy football with Coach Coombs. Make sure you get all your fantasy tidbits from Coach Coombs. Next, we have Dave's Doghouse, highlights and lowlights of sport. RBO Real Ballers Only featuring Vom NBA show. Joe Jordan show. He went live last Monday morning. He said he's going to be the morning guy for the network. And we have In the Red Corner featuring Ty, Ricky, and Tomo, who went live last Sunday. So they probably will not be live this Sunday. But be on the lookout for them boxing content, all your boxing needs for them. Now, that's all the shows we have on the network. If you like what you're listening to, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and stick with us all. Now we'll get into these Friday night light games. First, I would like to say, weekday Conference USA cooked me. Absolutely cooked me. I can't even lie to y'all, man. What a bad week I had in weekday Conference USA. But it's all good. We looked to bounce back later on in the week. And the first game we got for y'all tonight is the Louisville Cardinals looking to rebound against the Miami Hurricanes, who looks like a force in the country. They are the second-ranked team in the country. Louisville. The first thing I have for them, they got to start fast, man. They keep starting slow, and it's going to bite them in the behind. You cannot start slow against this. Oh, is Kyle Riley just? I thought he just hit a bomb, but he didn't. My fault. You cannot start slow against this Miami Hurricanes team. This defense is too good. The offense can be really potent. You cannot start slow against this team. You got to start fast. Secondly, you got to establish Isaac Brown. He's the really talented running back sophomore year. You got to get him going. You cannot be one dimensional against this Miami Hurricane pass rush. You got to establish some type of run game. You got to protect the football. Miller Moss could sometimes put the ball in harm's way. You got to protect the football. Cannot get this Miami offense extra possessions. Pressure Carson Beck, which he's proven to be a really good quarterback for this team. He's proven he's ready for the tougher environments, but he's at home today. So you don't need to worry about the environment he's in. And get the ball to Colin Lacey and Ja'Cory Brooks, your playmakers on the outside. Now, if you're Miami, you have no problem starting off fast. So you want to strike first. You want to take advantage of Louisville being a slow starting team. Is my mic muted? Is my mic? Hello? Hopefully that got, hold on. I can't pause the stream. Was my mic muted the whole time? Or I got to go play back because my mic was flashing, but it seemed like I seen the green. I don't know. I appreciate it. Can you go back and make sure that it wasn't muted the entire time, please, bruh? Because my mic was flashing like it was. Appreciate it. While he goes back in the episode to make sure I wasn't mute the entire episode, we're going to keep going. You want to keep your foot on the gas. Now, I said this yesterday to my boy A, shout out, family of the show. You know what I'm saying? He's always been on the show. Miami late game has kind of been letting teams creep back into games. Kind of happened in Notre Dame. It happened at Florida State. At Florida State. They kind of been letting teams creep back in. You want to keep your foot on the gas and continue. All right, appreciate it. It wasn't mute. It was going the whole time. All right, cool. You want to keep your foot on the gas. You want to, if you're up big, you want to finish with a big lead. So that's another key point, I think, for Miami. You want to force some turnovers because Louisville has been giving out turnovers. They have. So you want to force those turnovers, give yourself extra possessions to enlarging the lead. Stop the run to make Louisville one-dimensional so you can't pressure Miller Moss with that D-line. And like I said, pressure Miller Moss. There we go. 2 for 1 right there. My winner, though, is Miami. I don't see this Louisville team beating Miami. Now, granted, the last 2 matchups between these two have been really super close, like super close. But Miami's defense has never been this good in those 2 matchups as it is right now. They've always had an offense. They had Cam Ward in that offense. Well, the year before Cam Ward came, the offense was, But this is a little different. This one is different. I think Miami with a potent offense and a really good defense, I think they do force some turnovers. I think they do get to Miller Moss, and I think they ultimately at home beat Louisville, which we'll move on. That little thing kind of threw me off a little bit. Next, we got Nebraska, 25th ranked Nebraska, just beating Maryland to become ranked versus Minnesota on the road Friday night, 8 o'clock on Fox. I would say this is one of the upset spots of the night. This is where if Nebraska loses, I will not be surprised. But for Nebraska, you got to protect the football. 3 interceptions last week by Raiola is unacceptable. And funny, I'll listen to the Fox commercial. It's crazy they really called him Baby Mahomes, but we'll keep going. You got to protect the football. 3 interceptions is unacceptable. It cannot happen this week on the road. Establish Emmett Johnson, which they did a phenomenal job last week in doing so. Get the ball to Isaiah Hunter and Ja'Cory Barney, especially Ja'Cory Barney in open field. And Isaiah Hunter is just a playmaker. Dane Key, too. Dane Key is also a good playmaker for Nebraska Cornhuskers. Pressure Drake Lindsey, and I think you got to find some way to stop Darius Taylor. Darius Taylor gets going, it's going to be a long night for the Cornhuskers. Now, if you're Minnesota, you want to establish Darius Taylor so they won't put so much pressure on Drake Lindsey. Get the ball to Javon Tracy, the transfer receiver from Miami, Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks. Pressure Dylan Raiola. Maybe he do throw you a couple of them turnovers. Force turnovers, and I think Minnesota should make this a low-scoring game. Now, my winner, and I've been fighting with myself all day about this, because part of me thinks the environment, night game, Minnesota could win this one. But preseason, I took Nebraska. I've been high on Nebraska all year. I'm going to roll with Nebraska. I'm going to go down with the ship. If Nebraska loses, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to go with Nebraska. Now, I think this is a close game, so I am taking Minnesota plus 7.5. But I can see Nebraska and Raiola getting out of there with a win, maybe a late game touchdown drive or a late game stop. It's a close game. It really is. And like I said, I can definitely see Minnesota winning this one. But I'm going to go down with the ship, man. I'm going to take Nebraska. And the last game I got for y'all is just a bonus, little throw-on game. I got North Carolina at California. California comes into this one's 8.5-point favorites. 10:30 on ESPN. North Carolina, only 2 wins being Charlotte and Richmond. Cal, though, however, is coming off a loss where they went up 21-7 against Duke and then allowed 38 straight points to lose 45-21. Offense became abysmal, was turning the ball over. Defense was trying as best they can to start the second half, but it's only so much you can do as a defense when your offense is just not doing anything. But North Carolina got to force turnovers. That's kind of what helped Duke stay in the game and ultimately win it. North Carolina got to find ways to do so. Pressure Juwan Kiwi Sagaputele. He's not a super mobile quarterback. So if you can pressure him, you can get to him. You can bring him down for sacks or make him throw the ball away or maybe a bad decision. Run Gio Lopez, who is looking like a go for the Tar Heels. You got to run him. You want to protect the football because Gio Lopez is 3 touchdowns to 3 interceptions on the year with only like 400-some yards. And who's going to step up to help Jordan Shipp at wide receiver is another key component for the Tar Heels. Now, if you're Cal, the offense got to stay hot. Like I said, they scored 21-7. I think they scored in their first 3 drives and then went shivering cold from there. You got to stay hot if you're the Cal offense. Establish Kendrick Raphael, the running back. Get Tron Grizel the ball, probably your best receiver. Stop the run to make UNC become pass heavy. And if I think if Cal puts up a bunch of points on the board, I think North Carolina loses. So I put score. But I'm going with Cal. I think the offense lights up the scoreboard, like I said. And I think the North Carolina offense cannot match, especially 10:30. You got the travel going across the country, 10:30 their time. So it's like 1:30 our time, I believe. No. It's 10:30 our time, excuse me, which is 7:30 their time. That's what it is. But, I mean, it's so late for us. But for them, that's just regular old 7:30. It's a regular night game. So that could be a part of it, too. I'm going to go with Cal to win this game. And I did take Cal minus the 8.5 for those words. So, yeah. But see some comments real quick, and we'll close out the show. Was Nebraska your first pick? Yeah, Nebraska was my first pick. Like due to like the preseason and everything. But like I said, it is okay. So boom, that leads into your second question. If so, what led you to switch sides? So like I said, the fact that it's a Friday night game, in Minnesota, tough environment to play, the crowd, everything like that. These are upset spots in college football. Like we've seen it with Florida State and Virginia, where you take a Friday night game in Charlottesville, and the soonest momentum goes to the home team, it's tough for the opposing team to take momentum away. So that's why I was kind of thinking about Minnesota, and I almost pulled the trigger on Minnesota. I really did. If I wasn't so high on Nebraska this year, like I am or was or still am, I might have leaned Minnesota, but I'm going to go down with the ship, and that's why I'm picking Minnesota. But great question. This is a great question. But that is all I got for y'all today on CTC. I will be back tomorrow morning to talk about week 8, the Saturday games. I know we got some big matchups. We got LSU Vanderbilt. We got USC Notre Dame. We got Ole Miss Georgia. So 3 big games right there. Can't wait for those. I will give y'all my picks on those. Even in the Mountain West, we got a big game in UNLV Boise State. That's a big one. So can't wait for those ones as well. But y'all enjoy these Friday night games tonight. Y'all enjoy this baseball going on right now, man. We got a matchup 0-0. If for anybody that bet the Nerfies in the second inning. So if you bet your Nerfie, you did hit. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. And also, last thing, enjoy the main show today in about 30 minutes. Should be a good one. I don't know all the topics. I just know one, and I'm not going to spoil it. So y'all enjoy it, but I'm gone. Peace.